This is Baja SAE Shop Talk, the official podcast of the Baja SAE series. Hey guys, it's Mike Sword, podcast and video producer with the SAE CDS series with another episode of Shop Talk, the Baja SAE podcast, the longest running podcast of the CDS series, of course. We got a couple great guests today from the Baja SAE Arizona event that's going to be happening this fall and why you need to get registered by that February 16th deadline. First of all, back on the show, we had a great chat with him. I got to see him in person out there in Arizona. Tony Rivera, the lead organizer for the Arizona competition. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. And we also have a newcomer to the podcast, Aaron Saint-Amour, the dynamic event coordinator. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well.
So for both of you, that was your first time out in Arizona. I think it's the first time Baja had been in Arizona for a long time. So how did the first one go, and what'd you learn from that first event?
I mean, I think we learned a lot. I thought it went fairly well, personally. It honestly didn't feel like the first one. It felt like the second one because we had come so close to hosting the event in 2020, and then, COVID happened and the event did not. So, it was kind of a rough draft of getting to do all of the things to prepare for the event in 2020 and then not actually hold the event. And then 2021, we got to do all the things to prepare for the event and actually host the event. And I thought it went pretty good. I think Aaron did a fantastic job of putting all the dynamic stuff together to where we had a killer course out there that I thought was a good representation of Arizona and the types of terrain you can see out here. And it seemed like the teams gave us lots of positive feedback. So I thought it went pretty well.
That event was like a blur because, like Tony said, we organized that essentially twice, but then only really got to execute it once. So it felt like there was a lot of planning building up. And then, the week of just flew by. We had a lot of fun. The dynamic events, I think went pretty well. They had a lot of fun. We didn't have any major incidents, and we're hoping to continue that next year.
A lot of times we get the Baja events in these muddy Midwestern or Northeast conditions a lot of the times. How was it to get that nice desert Baja feel for things?
I thought it was great. We didn't have a single tornado warning or have to evacuate the site or anything. I thought it was great. I'm slightly biased, though. I think that's one of the great things about Arizona is if you come in the fall or the spring, generally the weather is pretty fantastic. Sometimes it gets a little windy down there in Tucson, but other than that, I think it's great. And, we've got about 350 days a year of sunshine. So, as long as you don't come in those 2 weeks of rain, you should be good to go.
It's going to be this fall. So, what new are we expecting? I understand even the location might be new this time around.
This is our third time organizing and our third site. So in 2020, we had actually booked a site that was just north of where we held the 2021 event. This year for 2022, we're super excited to be bringing it back to the location where it was held in Arizona, back in, I think, 2005 for the Baja 100. It's going to be at the Caterpillar Proving Grounds, the Tanaja Hills Training Center. And it should be really, really exciting there. I'm sure Aaron could tell you more, but the guys from Caterpillar put together an amazing course last year with just a couple of operators and a couple of pieces of machinery in a few hours. I can only imagine what these guys are going to come up with when we kind of give them free reign of their own backyard.
Super excited to see what they can do. Last year, I think they brought 7 pieces of equipment and built that track in literally 2 days. We're looking to see what they can do with their actual equipment that they run on a daily basis.
I recall several years ago, I think we were on another Caterpillar Proving Ground in Peoria, Illinois. I don't know if you guys were attending on that one as well, but it was spectacular because, again, it was like all that equipment. And I know we witnessed, they did a demonstration where they actually had kind of destroyed the entire thing in about 10 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, I got to be there for that. That was really cool. And they had the front end loader climb up the hill climb and just make all our Baja cars look like, they were wimps for not being able to do the hill and just drove right up it like it was nothing. And they just demolished the whole course. And it was really cool. So, for those students or, any faculty advisors or anyone that's been to the event in Peoria at the Caterpillar Proving Grounds out there, I think you could expect something similar in terms of being able to build out an awesome course. We probably won't throw as many Jersey barrier drop offs as they do at the Illinois events, but I think it'll be really cool to see what these guys can come up with.
Excellent. Of course, we were probably a little early in the process on the dynamics side, but what do we have to expect from the dynamics coming up this fall?
I mean, Baja being historically a northern Mexico event, we're looking to kind of throw some of that stuff in there. So, stuff that you would see in the traditional desert racing. We're hoping for sandy washes, very fast sections, hilly sections, maybe some rocks. Nothing too crazy, but just some good natural desert off-road racing fun.
So, of course, we have the two events happening here in the spring / early summer, I suppose, between Tennessee and Rochester. And some may be kind of looking out for those because those are the ones that are up next. But of course, that registration's fast approaching. Tell people why should they be considering perhaps registering for this one as well, or in addition to, or are there any other for people that are kind of on waiting lists for some of the other competitions or other aspects of the competition? Why should they be kind of looking forward to this fall event a bit more that maybe they might not be considering just yet?
I'd say that, there's quite a few, and I kind of mentioned the Arizona weather. I'm biased on that one, but come out to Arizona that time of year is fantastic.
Listen, I'm looking at snow outside my window here in Pittsburgh, and I know what it gets like in the fall here. I don't mind missing that for a weekend on Arizona.
So I mean, and we've got the same fantastic crew that did the event last year. We've got all those same guys coming back, looking to put together another amazing event for all you guys. And you guys might have heard some stuff around the engine and having certain teams being able to test the new motors that we're looking to try out and stuff. And I've heard that is going to be an exclusive to Arizona opportunity. And it's only for teams that bring a second car. So if you're one of those teams that you've got a leftover car and some underclassmen and that kind of stuff, you want to teach them the ropes and try out this new engine and that kind of stuff, that opportunity is really only available for Arizona this year. I know when I was going to school, we never had a running car for, really any time outside of the week of the event. But that's another story. But I remember that Aaron, as part of the University of Arizona team, they would bring two cars to some events and they'd have their underclassmen. And I always thought like that was a great way to do that knowledge transfer and get your underclassmen engaged and really, pass on a lot of that learning. And especially if you've got a fall team and you've got people that your seniors that did a bunch of the design have graduated and you want to be able to try to get a competition under your belt before the next spring ones, or you weren't able to finish your car in time, because I've been there too. I think that's a great opportunity. If you're looking at your Gantt chart right now and you're thinking, how on earth am I going to get a car done for this event in the spring? Don't sweat it. Come on out to Arizona. Get your car done by then.
That really does. That really does kind of give you some breathing room, right? Instead of having to have 1, 2, 3 competitions people are trying to hit, like they can really kind of breathe and improve and prepare for a third competition now, can't they?
Yeah. I mean, you could, do like you always do. And if you're, set up for an event in mid-April and, like half the teams, you get your car done in mid-April and you don't have any time for testing and validation and that kind of stuff, just, think about coming out to Arizona. You guys could still build on that schedule of getting your car done in April or May. And then you got all summer to test and get your car dialed in and ready to come out to Arizona.
Skip the finishing touches to the car in the parking lot of the hotel where you're racing your event and come see us. Enjoy the nice weather.
Yeah, come by, enjoy the food, enjoy the views. There's some great hilltops with some great views I got to explore last time I was out there. So recommended there. Aaron, Tony, thank you so much for joining me, and looking forward to the Arizona event once again. Like I said, just a great time out there, a great track, great event that you guys put on, and I'm looking forward to see what you're going to do in a even bigger, better sense here with the new location and Caterpillar and everything being involved once again. Any final words before we go out? Tony, you first.
I would just say the more the merrier. It's currently registered to be a small event. We enjoyed our small event last year, but we'd love to have more teams out. And there's not very many opportunities where you can do the type of events that we do with open wheel dynamic events. And I think the more cars, the more exciting, the more experience you guys get. It's really good, and I think you guys should, put all your worries aside for a fall event and come on out.
What about you, Aaron?
I'm just looking forward to hosting everybody. Like Tony said, we did a smaller event last year, and we're looking forward to do a big event. We got the real estate. We have the resources to put together a really, really nice competitive track. And so we're looking forward to have a bunch of people come out and just have a real good time.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. And again, even if you've been out there for these Southern California events, you think it's the desert, it's going to be about the same thing. It's a whole other vibe out there. And really look forward to getting out there once again and seeing all of you out there as well. Those dates for the event are September 29th through October 2nd. You'll be joining us. And again, registration closes on February 16th. So you got to put in for it very quick if you want to get into that event. And I hope you'll get signed up. And we'll see you in the fall. Of course, if there's any questions on this event or anything else, as always, please hit us up at the email address collegiatecompetitions@sae.org. And I'll remind you, if you're in your news feed, there's a wonderful new update with Scott and Mike with all of the pertinent information for upcoming competitions for the month of January. So please go check that out and look forward to having a few of those in the future as well. Until next time, please stay safe out there.
Thanks for listening to Baja SAE Shop Talk. As always, we want to hear from you, so email bajasae@sae.org. The show notes for this episode, as well as all others, can be found at www.bajasae.net/podcast. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next episode.